Good morning, everybody. Not sure if you had any breakfast from the way you're saying good morning to me. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Very good. Dr. Shantaram, Rima, Priyanka, and invited guests from the industry today, faculty, staff colleagues, and of course you, the incoming batch. Every year when I do this presentation to the incoming batch, I do something different. And for the last 3 months, I've been working on, with the Lime team, to do something different again this year. And one of the perks of being the head of the organization is you can actually speak as long as you want, and nobody will stop you. But I won't do that today, but I've been given 20 minutes. I'm absolutely certain that I will exceed the 20 minutes for a very good reason. And my presentation today has 2 parts. One is the movie, which the Lime team has been very kind. I gave them a sort of theme to work on, and they put a beautiful movie together, which I'm going to show. And the second is my formal presentation to you, and I will really outline what I have in mind for you, right? So without further ado, we will play the movie. Okay. Now, I'm going to say some very interesting things to you. First of all, congratulations. And that is important that I say this because it's no easy thing to make it to a school like TAPMI. And you've gone through the whole process of VAD, the GD, the PI, the grilling that we have given. And I interviewed many people myself in several cities. I obviously hope that some of them have made it. But it's a great occasion for us. And I have a theme this year, and it's just, I don't like just presenting something, right? I always have a theme behind what I say. And the theme for this year, and actually it has to be for always, is we're going to prepare you for tomorrow. And the tomorrow that we're going to prepare you is going to be very, very challenging. And I will say this right now. Just last night we had the presentation to the PGP2, and I almost read out the Riot Act for them. And for a good reason I read the Riot Act. Business schools, you just don't come in just for the sake of coming in. You come in because you really want to be a leader at some point in time, in the not too distant future. But you also know that it is not just about studies. If you think it's only about studies, you should not be in a B school. You should be in an engineering school, which is where most of you came from. But I'm not sure what you read. I have no personal liking for engineers, specifically computer engineers who code. That aside, that's a separate discussion. We've dealt with that in the admission process. But I want to start with something very interesting. I have a beautiful family, and the family that I have is almost 5,500 alums, right? And parents, all the stakeholders. And this is the set of people I work with, day in and day out. Now, there are some faculty who have moved on, and there are new faculty who have come, and we haven't got the actual up-to-date picture, but most people on this are still here. These are the faculty who are going to teach you over the next 2 years, I'm hoping. Next 2 years, yes. This is the most amazing set of people I work with every day, even better than the faculty colleagues that I have. This is what I call the staff of TAPMI. And you will see them every day, and they will greet you with the most beautiful smile. If there are many positives of this glorious B school. If I have to name one, if I have to name, and you say to me, MVR, give me the order, I'd put staff of TAPMI as number one, above anybody else. Because they are one set of people who work absolutely without any expectations. Totally no expectations. And I would know better than anybody else, because I see them every single day. And it is an absolute honor to have amazing colleagues like them. Right? Not all of these are my children. But you will see all of this. Custard is my Labrador, 3-year-old lab, and you will see him in the campus every single day. You know, family is a very special thing. It's a very, very special thing. I have 2 boys, Prahlad and Maruti, and then these are Shini's boys, and Rajiv's son, and Sridevi's son. So Kedar Joshi's boy, Durga Prasad's boys, and you'll see the faculty, and you'll see all these children, you know, utilizing the TAPMI greens. You have to coexist. I'm saying this to you because this is a family, and you're coming into a very beautiful family. You're supposed to clap here. Right? So Custard is the darling of the campus. He walks like a king. He's a 3-year-old lab. He's a well-trained lab. We had a police inspector who trained him. And so he does wonderful salute, up, down, stand, sit, all of that stuff. And a lot of the students actually enjoy playing with Custard. I mean, it's a real stress buster, actually, I tell you what, because he's tied in this campus green, sometimes playing soccer. You'll have a great time. I mean, why I'm showing you all this is just not about, hey, come to TAPMI, here are some 2,000 books, read them and get lost. That's not how we do. You know, books are a secondary aspect. There is much more in a B school that you learn, and I will highlight some of those reasons. Okay, now we're done with the family stuff. 2 themes, 2 very important points I want you to know. I want to remember this. Actually, you should never forget this. First is, I want you to be prepared for tomorrow's world. And I'm saying this to you now, that the tomorrow's world that we're preparing you for is very, very challenging. And there's a huge element of uncertainty. So don't say, sir, I'm reading this case. Will this be there for examination? Do I need to pass this course to be a, sir, I'm very good at communication. Should I be a marketing professional? These sorts of questions, you will leave them behind. You will understand that the world is an extremely complex place and extremely dynamic. It keeps changing every single day. And if you want a career where you want to be heading an organization, you cannot be telling me, sir, lay everything on the table to me because I don't want challenges. I don't want an element of ambiguity. That is never going to happen. Please remember, that is never going to happen. It is full of challenges, and we are preparing you for those. Although we're preparing you for those, we ourselves cannot anticipate sometimes what else can happen. We don't have a crystal ball, right? We just can't say, here is a magic ball and I can tell you what will happen day after tomorrow. We don't. So the B school education, as much as it also gives you the academics, it also makes you a very strong person. Very resilient. Face the challenges. If you fail, you got to get up and you got to go back. You cannot start crying. You can't throw tantrums. No whinging. Do not whinge in TAPMI or in any good business school. Right? Oh, that's a beautiful campus, actually. That's where you're coming in. Many of you were there this morning. I was doing my run, usual morning run, and I saw several people getting very nicely all decked up in suits, getting to the student center. Here is a founder, late TAPMI. Now, I want to say a few things about the founder. There is also a beautiful founders area inside the library, which you should see. You should know about the founder. Everybody should know about the founder, because without the founder, we wouldn't be here. The school would not be here. This glorious institution would not be here without him. So, born in 1922 in Thonse, in Karnataka, graduated in economics from the Sydenham College of Commerce and Economics, 1943. Chairman of the Life Insurance Corporation, 1970. We could actually talk for many hours about the founder. And in fact, Dr. Shantaram has actually requested the trustee, Dr. Shantaram, to talk about the founder and to actually give you some insights. But I'm only going to present one slide about the founder, but the trustee will actually talk to you. In 1972, was selected to the Rajya Sabha, appointed as the Union Minister for Railways, was conferred with Padma Bhushan by the Government of India. Awarded the Doctor of Literature by the Government of Karnataka in 1973. And in 1980, he established this glorious school, the TAPMI Management Institute. Some people call this TAPMI, some people call this TAPI. It is actually TAPMI Management Institute, also called as TAPMI, from what I know. So in Delhi, we have heard all sorts of, TAPMI, TAPI. What is the mission? What is the values? Our mission, and this you should know by heart, every single person in this room should know what is TAPMI's mission. And you will see this in a number of places, in your classrooms, you will see this in the corridors, you'll see them everywhere. To excel in postgrad management, education, research, and practice. And every word of it, we hold. And slowly you will see that these three words, education, research, and practice, you will see how we are excelling in it, because you will get to hear from different key stakeholders. What are the values? We did this analysis, we did this actual survey some 2 years ago, and we floated a document, a Google Doc, and said, okay, let's think about what are the key values of a TAPMIan. And these were the top 5. Excellence. TAPMI stands for excellence. Commitment. Absolutely, we are committed. Each faculty, each staff member is committed to giving you these 2 amazing years, and you commit yourself that you will be an excellent grad of the school and a great alumni of the school. Student-centered, we are all about students, and we keep the student right bang in the middle, front and center. Everything revolves around the student community. Trust and the innovation part. Very innovative B school. It's not a 100-year-old school, right? I come from schools that I've worked in schools that are 100, 150-year-old great institutions. TAPMI is not 150-year-old, it's only 34, 35-year-old school. But it's a very innovative school. It's a very energetic school. And I love working in a school that has a lot of energy. It's very contagious, right? Energy is very contagious, So I like that. It's very infectious. So TAPMI today, you know this, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So you've seen a number of rankings that's consistently top 20. Some rankings put us at 15, some will put you at 17, some will put us at 18, but we never, I don't think they've done justice to TAPMI. It's a definite view that I've always held since I moved to India, and I moved to TAPMI in 13. And in 13, 14, I really didn't know much about the school, but in 14, 15, when I really started getting deep into the system, I realized that, there's a lot of injustice, and TAPMI should actually not be ranked this low. We belong in the top 15. But you know what? I really have not a great faith in the ranking system, but that be apart. It's fine. They put us in the top 17, 18. But I think we actually belong much better. We do much better than this. It's only one of So one of 5 schools that have this double accreditation, AAC's been number. And this year we're preparing for EQUIS, which is the final, or what we call the triple crown. So there are only 7 schools in India that have got AAC's B. There are only 5 schools in India that have got both of this. And there's only 1 school in the country that has all 3, which is IIM Calcutta. The only school in India that has got AAC's B, AMBA, and EQUIS. And that's a ringing endorsement, of the quality that the school has. So I think we're very, very proud to be able to have both of these global bodies accredit the way we are. Beta Gamma Sigma chapter, we're about to launch that this year. So that's open to 580 collegiate chapters around the world. and in 33 different countries. So TAPMI has been invited to be part of the BGS because we are an ASCSB school. So we will talk more about the BGS over the next few days. In fact, I'm working very closely with the SEC now to prepare a formal presentation which needs to go back to the SPG at TAPMI, and then we will support this membership fee that has to be done. So those things we will take care. But I'm very proud that we will now be a member of BGS fairly soon. We are signatory to PRIME, it's PRME, that's Principles for Responsible Management Education. We are an advanced signatory to the UN PRIME. So a year ago I was at the UN, 2 years ago I was at the UN, presenting to the United Nations the sorts of social activities that TAPMI does. And in the first year you will do SRME and SEVA, Society, Environment, Values, Attitudes sort of courses. And there's a lot of this community bonding that will happen to you. So that we will keep for some other time, but suffice to say that today that we are an advanced signatory to PRIME, which is very important. CRISIL obviously ranks us very high. We have a beautiful 44.11 acre campus, and I think many parents, I've been meeting parents the last 72 hours, and every one of them came and said, what a beautiful campus you have. And especially from my KKPI block office, the view is as stunning as it gets. You pay for the views, and you just look at the views, and it's just beautiful views. You can just see the sky almost coming down, when the rain happens, and it's really magical. So, it's a beautiful campus, and specifically in this rainy season, it's even more beautiful. So, obviously, welcome to the campus. And we have a great state-of-the-art facilities, both educational and infrastructure. A number of things have happened the last 2-3 months, and the more you explore the campus, you will realize that many, many things are already inside the campus. You don't have to venture out too much. So that's been taken care of. TAPMI Success Method. It's a beautiful TAPMI ladder, which we coined some 2 years ago. I was just messing around with the slides, and he said, no, let's just do what we can think about TAPMI. So it actually makes good sense to me. T stands for transformation, ambition. We're a very ambitious school. You have a school with great potential. And I think you have the same, right? You're very ambitious. You have great potential. We are motivated. You're motivated. We innovate. You innovate. I see a lot of parallel between you and us. And it's not you and us, but you're going to be us very soon already. But I just don't see this disconnect between us. I think it's a brilliant sort of synergy that happens. So I like this TAPMI Success Mantra because that's where the school is headed, and that's where you're headed at as well. The attributes. I want to spend a little bit of time on graduate attributes. So what are graduate attributes? So we had this session a couple of years ago that what do we want our graduates to have attributes at? So first thing is global citizenship and cultural awareness. You should be aware of what's happening around you. That is important because I don't think that you will only get jobs in corporate India. Definitely your initial jobs would be here, but over the next 5, 10, 20 years, you're going to be traveling the world. Many TAPMI alums, there are 5,500 alums, and I can tell you almost 700 of them are overseas. So you don't think that you'll finish your 2-year program in TAPMI and you'll just be working in India. That won't happen. So you will be a global citizen. You've got to be culturally aware of what's happening. How do you deal with Chinese, a Japanese, an American, a Frenchman, a Welsh, an Irish? So those sorts of things you will start to learn about cultures across what we call cross-cultural management. Professionalism, ethics, and values, you will never compromise on this. TAPMIans have this great respect. We don't want, the Rajat Guptas and stuff of the world, from Harvard Business School coming out that, the guy is now chained and he's got an ankle bracelet, he can't leave home. This is terrible, terrible sort of stuff. It's a great misjudgment that these people have, and that's something we don't want TAPMIans to do. So always remember that you wear this real hard sleeve of TAPMI, and therefore you have to ensure that you never compromise on the ethical sets that you have on the value bounds. Social responsibility, people have asked me, sir, we have come to a business school, why we're working with community? It's a very bad question. Well, not a bad question, but I think you really haven't thought through this. You have a responsibility to the community in which you live. And it is very important that leaders spend time with the community. And that is why we introduced this course last year. So you will really enjoy and learn more about your contributions to the community that you're going to make. Lifelong. We don't ever say that you've learned everything. We constantly believe it's lifelong learning. You learn forever. Technological literacy, there's a lot of stuff that's happening in technological management. We want you to be literate. By that, I don't mean WhatsApp. Initiative and problem-solving skills. One of the key problems with TAPMIans, and I think you should start working on it right away, is people say, they're great at implementation, TAPMIans, but they're not really great at thinking. And that mindset needs to change. Please don't ask faculty, sir, you didn't tell me how to do this. I won't tell you how to do this. So, but you did not solve the problem on the whiteboard. I won't solve anything. Neither will my colleagues solve any problems. Those things are done in high school. You are now in B school. In B school, faculty will not be solving problems. That is your responsibility. Our responsibility is only to facilitate. Our responsibility is to say, hey, okay, this is a possibility. Now go work it out. You cannot go tell the boss, sir, you told me to do this, but you didn't tell me how to do it. If he was going to tell you how to do it, he will do it himself. He's not going to tell you that. So don't ask faculty, sir, how should I solve the problem? I don't know. You figure out. Leadership. You have to be leaders, right? So we create tomorrow's leaders also. Where will TAPMI take you? I don't know where it will take you. It will take you well. Creating thought leaders. Some examples from our alums. Okay, so Gopal Krishna Shenoy, CIO of SBI Life Insurance, doing very well. Matthew Xavier, CIO of Diageo India. Shraddhanjali Rao, in fact, I just had a message this morning. She's off to Germany. I'd invited her for this, but she's off to Germany. And she's coming to campus on July 6th to be part of the HR Advisory Council. And she's going to address all of the HR cohort and other students as well. So she will be with us July 6th. You will get to meet her. We'll set up some real good lecture series with Shraddhanjali. Inspiring innovators. I mean, that's just some examples. Obviously, I'll be here the whole day if I went through 5,500 alums. So Hitao Chil, for example, Vikram Anand and Ritu Srivastav. These are some amazing alums, and some of them are going to be coming to the campus. Some of them are in constant touch with us, and obviously, they're in different countries and doing different things, but they mean very well. They really think great about the institution. And we have two distinguished alums today. We're going to talk to you. Encouraging dynamic leaders. Chandana Agarwal was here 2 years ago. I was just scratching my head to get the name right for Priyanka last night, when Priyanka and I were just chatting last evening. So Chandana Agarwal was here, the first year of my directorship. We invited her. Srinivas Shenoy, for example, he's at Tata Steel, and Unikrishnan is at SCB, Standard Chartered Bank. So very, very senior people. Of the 5,500 alums, almost 1/4 of them have C-suite roles, so like CAOs, CFOs, CIOs. It's amazing, amazing family, actually, and very soon. If you work hard, and these people didn't just get it easy, if you really put every ounce of your energy, you could be there. Abhishek Agarwal, for example, Raghu Krishnan. I wrote to Basda Raizada. She's actually in New York City. She's an ED at JP Morgan Chase. At some point, I will try to get her also to the campus. Ashutosh Jain, I met him only 2 weeks ago. He came by on a Sunday afternoon to my office, and we had a wonderful conversation with him. He's actually in Delhi today. Otherwise, he was going to be coming to the panel. We have a very nice panel discussion, and he was going to be there. But he said, Prof. Madhu, if you want, I can connect from Delhi City. Just look at the commitment. He's not here. But he said, if you really want me, I'll try and connect. I said, this place, Syndicate Bank, doesn't have that facility of connecting. Otherwise, I would have connected Ashutosh Jain on Skype now at 11 o'clock when he had the panel, and you would have heard him. He's a very senior TAPMIan. Next generation, Sashank Rao is at, well, I also thought we should put some academics. No? We're all professors, and there are also some good professors from TAPMI. Rohit Nishant, Renuka Kamath, and Anjana Rajamani, who's at Erasmus, and we have two of our own, actually. Gururaj Kiryur, if you will meet him. He is also the MSM chair, and Shruti Mayur, all of you will have to meet her because she's also the alumni chairperson. There's also Shamranjan Shetty. So at least three professors that I know who are TAPMians and who are here. So you could be one of them if you really worked your way through. They all worked very hard. One step closer, guys, one step closer. You made it in, but that's not enough. It's only the beginning. So what opportunities are we going to give you at TAPMI? So let's spend a little bit of time. Now, placement is not the only thing. Sir, I came here because she said 100% placement. I never said, by the way. Okay? And I'm telling you right now, do not be here for, it's not about placement. It is about you getting the most amazing opportunities to convert. We will bring the best recruiters on campus, but don't just think placement is one aspect of being in a B school, right? So this is not the exhaustive. This is a sample of this that we're showing you. Or 150 companies we engage with. In CXOs, guest lectures, you're going to be now be part of this show, which is going to happen across 2 phases in July and August. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Over 90 guests are going to be coming. 90 corporate honchos. Imagine the learning that you will have from them. And if you can impress these people, Bingo, you probably have an internship, who knows? That person will say, hey, you know what, I went to TAPMI, I could see so much energy in these people. I'm not seeing it now, but I'm hoping we will see it. But so much energy in this PGP1 that we should really be going to this campus and recruiting. We want these people. That is what they should tell you, right? Lots of events. TAPMI also has a lot of events. We put BrandScan as an event. Unfortunately, it's actually a course. But yes, but it's a very exciting event that happens on campus. Not exactly on campus, but they have an event that happens in Bangalore. We also have an event in Manipal. You will see that at some point in time. Speed. Speed is the sport event that we have. And Priyanka and Rima are absolutely aware of what happened. And I'm sure in their time as well they had it. And then after the speed event, everything goes slow because people break their legs, their arms. And then we're on a go-slow attitude. Oh, now we have stretchers, we have the wheelchairs. I mean, it all happens at the MCG, as Bill Laurie always used to say. Anyway, this is a QATB, Quiz on the Beach. A couple of years ago, we had this picture. So we thought we'd put that up for you. And Atharva, big event that happens in January. So you'll be part of all of this. So that's why I say B School is not just about education. It's about networking, it's about learning, it's about failing, it's about getting up and going again. It's about not giving up and saying, I am good enough to do this. Damn it, I made it through the process. must be good. Meraki, this is a beautiful event. Actually, Lime team runs this. And we had this great painter, and it's unbelievable. He did this, in 3 minutes? Less than 3 minutes he did this. This guy's a genius, actually. We will invite him to the campus again. Facilities, I told you it's a beautiful campus. This is the finance lab. Those of you who are die-hard finance enthusiasts, you will be spending more time. This year we made it compulsory for everybody. So everybody has to go through the finance lab. So you all have to do the BCP certifications, whether you're an MSM, HR, doesn't really matter. I think you need to know. You really need to know certain things, and therefore we're going to make you do this. This is the cafeteria. Many of you went this morning for breakfast. I don't know how many of you had breakfast, but if you didn't have, it's not a good thing. You should have breakfast. So we have a lot of new vendors. You can pick and choose what you want to eat. Knowledge Center. I hope to see many of you spend time here, not in the bars and clubs and pubs, but you're spending more time in the Knowledge Center. So I hope to see you all in the library at least, like few days a week. This is Vinod Madhavan. He's telling you in his own animated way the learning is fun. I'm sure it is fun. Okay, home away from home. You're going to make this home for 2 years, guys. There's no question about it. Now is the real stuff that's coming. So what I had told the Lion team I wanted to document your life, not past, now, the next 2 years. So we want to talk a little bit about your life at TAPMI. And so I'd given them some ideas about what I wanted to see as a theme, right? It was just sort of disjointed stuff, but I wanted to sort of put everything together. So your story for the next 2 years. We'll start the convergence of diversity. So we had some names, Hina, Samantha, Jaspreet, and Ram, our new students at TAPMI. I hope these names are not there, but we picked up some 4 names. Different cultures, they have different educational background. They're all in a fix. Oh my God, how will my journey be? What will I do for the next 2 years? I'm so confused. There's an engineer, 2-year work experience in IT. Will it be enough? Will I sail through? Somebody's asking, how will I handle the math content in the curriculum? These guys are doing stochastic calculus, they're doing econometrics. God, what the hell is all this Greek, Latin? I don't understand. And then somebody's saying, will I get a job with a good profile? So all these are then, talking to each other. One of them is a fresher, one of them has 2 years experience, one of them has 18 months in a BCom grad and an engineering graduate. So all sorts of people are here in this room, right? What will they do? Opening up to change. So these guys meet at the student center, and you have a week-long induction. You're going to meet over the next few days, right? You make more friends. And then we have this nice thing called the Art of Living, the S Plus program. You meet at the S Plus program, and that prepares you for the next. It's like a little yoga, right? So you're going to do a lot of meditation. We are basically telling you, calm down, deep breath, breathe properly, calm down, and then you'll be fine. Don't get so tense. Just be a little relaxed. So as part of the induction process, you'll do this S Plus program. We've been doing this for 2 years, and I'm telling you, it's worked like magic. Students have really enjoyed that. And last year, some students even cried because they had sort of, emotions built up. It really opened a number of things for students. So I think it's a beautiful thing to do. Please do enjoy. You have no classes in the first few days. Intentionally, we decided not to have any classes. We really want you to bond as much as possible, have as much fun as possible. I'm not saying that afterwards you will not have fun. You'll still have fun in limited quantity because you'll be busy with classes. Rigor. TAPMI is known for rigor, and all of you know this as well. You have all sorts of case studies, interviews, competitions, everything will happen. It's a fun in a different way. So we're going to prepare you for this. So you got to embrace this. You can't say, sir, I never read this in engineering. My God, so many case studies, so many pages. I'm scared. Won't happen. You have to get through. You have to do it. That's what we're preparing you for. You'll build network. So many, for Samnadi, some of you, many people said in BK first when I interviewed, they said, sir, you have Samnadi, that's why I want to come to TAPMI. SEC, Manu and Prashanti spoke about, they are the MCs for today. So the Student Executive Council, PlaceCom, which now we call corporate engagement. The Lime team, so Hasani is here, they do a superb job. I mean, without the Lime team, God only knows what I would do. I just harass their living daylights. Every single day I bother them. Do this way, I wanted this, I wanted that way. So it's brilliant work they do. So ARC, welfare, look at all the opportunities you have. You should be able to utilize this opportunity, build the network. B school is about building network, guys. It's not about engineering school where you just go to lab and do some exercise and come back. We don't do that here. Here we talk to people continuously, front and center. You cannot hide behind the desk and say, sir, I'm very good at Excel spreadsheets. Why should I talk to somebody? Playing the big game. But if you want corporate career, you got to do all of this. So you have a great summer internship and the corporate engagement team led by Surya, Aditya Jadhav, Sudhir, Kedar, Sharmin Fernandez. Plus they have 8 other staff members and 20 students who work to get great internships. Internships is your first asset test. That is where you got to prove your mettle. That guy, that mentor should fall off his chair. Oh my God, what a student I have. And why aren't we going to TAPMI to recruit them? You've got to bamboozle this guy. Knock his socks off. That's the commitment you got to demonstrate. Remember, you take the TAPMI name, they don't know you, but they know us, right? They always say TAPMI and they may not remember a Jaspreet or a Sam or a John or a George. They only say it's TAPMI. So you're taking the TAPMI name with you. So you got to make sure that you do this great job. Otherwise, you're not going to get great jobs. Great future ahead. So you graduate and that's a Louis Vuitton duffel bag lined up somewhere. My favorite Louis Vuitton. Convocation ceremony, then you're fulfilling life at TAPMI, right? Your next journey towards success. And this is the line that I want to tell you. We've been creating business studies since 1984, and we'll do it as long as there are sun, moon, and stars. And a very special invitation to all of the parents who are here. This evening we have, this is where we are going to meet, the Student Center. So this evening there is a faculty parent connect, and we started this 2 years ago. Parents are very important stakeholders, very, very important stakeholders. And I spend a lot of time with parents. I'm a parent of 2 lovely children. So I think it's a great thing that parents are staying here, and I'm going to meet them. All faculty are going to be there, and we're all going to meet them. You are not welcome to that one, because it's going to be a tete-a-tete, if you like, a conversation with parents, and they can ask what they want. It's at 5:45, not at 6:45. It's at 5:45. So please come to the campus. We'll try and finish here, and then parents will go back to the hotels or wherever, just freshen up. And all faculty and all of the parents will be there at 5:45 this evening. I very much look forward to hosting you. And all of my faculty colleagues are also going to be there, so you can ask whatever questions you want. And when you leave the campus to go back to your respective home, you will feel very comfortable that your sons and daughters, and I don't call them boys and girls, I call them men and women. They're not boys, they're not girls. I have 2 boys. You're not boys, you're not girls. You're men and women, and we look at you not as a student. We will always look at you as leaders. We'll always look at you as tomorrow's leaders. And we are creating that, right? So I very much thank you for your attention. I also want to introduce the line team, a stunning team actually, and magnificent job they do for me and for the institution. And God, I will miss them, but I'm hoping that they will also induct the right sort of limers, because I have so much more work to be done with these people. So, but they spend a great time working for this. In fact, they work with the admissions chairman, Aditya Jadhav, as well, so closely. And I'm sure they've responded to your queries, right? It's all the limers who've been doing it. Can you imagine the sort of commitment they have? Just that's the sort of commitment you need to have. Because they are so proud to be a TAPMIan. And I want to see the pride in each of you. That ownership. This is my school. I would never do anything to let the school down. Because one thing, if I do that hurts the school, that hurt everybody. That'll hurt the alums, the families, the parents, the staff, the faculty. That commitment is absolutely important, right? Welcome to TAPMI, ladies and gentlemen, the batch of 1921. It's really a great pleasure to have you, an even greater pleasure for me to welcome your families, your parents, and it's going to be an amazing, I promised you today, standing here, you will have the most amazing 2 years of your life and you'll want more of it. But it takes two to tango. We will give you every ounce of our energy and support putting into you. She got to reciprocate. If you push us back, then there is not much we can do. We will push you even harder. That we will do. They're very good at doing it. But we'd rather not do that. So it is a very shared learning. You know, we learn together. We learn from you and you learn from us. And the lectures in TAPMI are never going to be, I will tell you and you will listen. Do not, that doesn't happen in TAPMI. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. NOT in caps. It does not happen. You have all the right. In fact, we want you to challenge the faculty. That is how learning happens. Not just because I say something to you from Rayleigh, Myers, and Marcus and put some Kaplan pricing model equation on the board and you got to accept it. You should not accept status quo. Challenge everything. And not for the sake of it, but have a good reason when you challenge too. Sir, I don't understand this. Can you explain why, how this works? Where is this used? How is it used? But read. You also have to read. One of the great problems we see in TAPMIans last night, I was telling the PGP2, they don't read. You don't read. I don't read Mills and Boons and little film fair magazines. I'm saying real business magazines, newspapers, Washington Post, Time, Forbes. You got to read broadly. So those skill sets you'll pick up very soon if you haven't already. And you know, I'm not going to ramble on. I wanted to say what I wanted to say, and I want you to remember this line. Never forget this. And see the word ethical. We're not creating business leaders. We're creating ethical business leaders since 1984. I will continue to do that. Therefore, do not compromise on your value sets. Do not compromise on your ethics. So thank you, and I'll look forward to spending as much time as possible with you, and have a great induction. And my faculty colleagues and staff colleagues are always available to help you. Anything you need, just contact us and you'll find. In fact, one final thing I wanted to say before I finish off. When I met parents in the last 2-3 days, many parents came and said, sir, we could have gone to many different schools, you know, but what I could see in TAPMI, we entered through the gate, right from the security man up to the director. Everybody is so welcoming. I said, we are not faking it. That's what we are. That's how we do. And that's what we do. It is absolutely genuine. It's from the heart. So many parents met me, so many. We had cups of tea with them. We chatted about a number of issues. And they all said, you know, I'm not able to stay for induction, but I know it's going to be a great induction. And we will not betray the trust. Thank you and congratulations.